Just doing a short video response here on magic rituals, preparation and training and success and different mishaps. Planetary magic, too much training to sense the planetary hours and shifts. I did that mistake. It worked well for a couple of years, but when you continuously do that, you start to feel and sense the differences and most changes instantly. And that's why I stopped working with only planetary magic, since I had to constantly balance myself, since I started to feel the energy shifts a little bit too much. So it became more like a hindrance in my daily life. So I do that in the morning at sunrise, but then I don't really care. But I used to look at the watch, it's this hour now, and really focus on what planetary, whether, even if it took only 20 seconds to feel the shift. I did that every day, and that wasn't so smart. I realized it a couple of years ago. And then there was difference about creating a sacred place and mishaps I've done there. And since I worked with a huge part of land, especially in the beginning, and so I decided to exercise each plant tree. And then I had this amazing idea. I thought that I identify them and put out the Latin names and exercise them by the Latin names. And then the stones, I did not know the Latin names, and but water pond and everything. So the list became quite long. And then the same goes for buildings on the property. The concrete, what was the concrete made of, the foundation, timber, frames and so on, and every room. So it got big. And then the list was too long. And it took me 3 hours to exercise only the grounds outside. And this was when the old priest who taught me started to laugh. He said, "You exercise the hell out of every inch of the property." But it worked well though. Working around, focusing on each plant and tree and so on. That the authority, since it was intentional, I had different exercise prayers for each, whether it was wood or iron and so on. And it was something about completing the whole thing, since it was the first time I did it, and I had left no stone unturned. So there was this that I felt that, oh, I could create this ritual that went on for hours. And it was 3 hours only on the grounds. So guess when I took into the outbuildings and the house as well. And that I learned that the intent and time to create a Latin list, identifying each plant and finding out the natural substances in concrete. I had to read about concrete, of course, to find out what substances there are mixed in concrete. And the screws, there are different metals in different screws. And it took forever. But the result was it became a powerful ritual, and I only did it once. It was completely unnecessary. I didn't feel that I had forgotten anything. So that was that it made sense to me to go with 100% in the beginning and do it once, and then I had this magical foundation that I done everything correctly. And then about carving sigils and symbols into the foundation, building barn and stables and others. I had both mishaps and success, like for protection or other. I could feel that sometimes the energy got too high, especially like with Mars. It was like trying to sleep in a red room with lights on, if I can try to explain it in a way. Or you want to have some rooms you want to have that you want to relax in, and when you put in too much energy into a room, it can be a little bit off. And so I like having not red in my bedroom, but earthy colors or something soothing, calming instead. And the conclusion for me was that's why I'm a little bit rigid sometimes in the preparation part, since preparation, focus and intent, it makes a huge difference for me. Since after, when you've done rituals a lot, it isn't exciting. But when you create a new ritual, it's the preparation and the intent to create something new or consecrate something new or do something that is the only thing that shifts. And that keeps it interesting for me, that I do the all work in that, and then after everything is done and I open up with a ritual sometimes later on, that's when I can really feel the energy and that I've done the whole work, so I don't have to redo it ever again. And so that creates a different energy. So sometimes I might think that maybe I should get something so I can, just for the sake of consecrating it, so I get more variation. But this was just some small little thoughts, and I hope you enjoy it and have a magical day. Bye for now.